Good morning, viewers. This is Kasturi Day. Today, I've come to discuss the first chapter. Starting with today is class 9 syllabus. First, I'm starting with biology. So I'll be discussing with one biology chapter, then one chemistry, then one physics. Like that, I'll go with all the subjects together. Okay. So stay tuned and do subscribe to get the notification of my next video, and also to stay tuned with my all videos which are upcoming. Okay, so let me start with today is the cell, the unit of life. Okay, so what is cell? See, what is cell? It is the structural and the functional unit of life. Okay, so what do you understand by cell? It is the structural and functional unit of life. Life, like when we build a building, no? So the bricks which we use, they are the cells of the total building. So like that for life, for a uh, any life. Okay, so it may be human beings or it may be a single ant, you can say. So all of them, they have the cell as their structural and functional unit. Okay, it is the smallest part of the organism. Okay, it can exist independently and perform the essential functions of life. All the cells, they can exist independently and they can perform the essential functions of the life. Okay, now every organ in our body is made up of cell, and every part of a plant is also made up of cells. So animal's body or a plant body, all of them are made up of cells. All cells have their own life. They continuously die and they're replaced by new cells. All organisms start with the cell which is called egg. Now cells are very small, invisible through the naked eye. Okay, they cannot be seen through the naked eye. Only with microscopes they can be seen, and they were discovered in this way only by observing through microscope. The cells were discovered. See, this is the picture of a cell. This is the cell which has the cytoplasm, and this is the center portion, the red color you can see, that's the nucleus. Okay, certain organelles are present in the cytoplasm, like this is the centrosome, this is the lysosome, this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. I'll discuss all the organelles later on. This is the mitochondria. Okay, so this is the picture of a cell. Okay, so next we come to how this invention of the cell was done. This was done by a microscope. So first the microscope was discovered. Okay, the first microscope was discovered by Antony van Leeuwenhoek, who was a Dutch scientist, in 1632 to 1723. He was born in 1632 and he died in 1723. The Antony van Leeuwenhoek, he was a Dutch scientist. Okay, so he was the first to discover a microscope. He was an ordinary public official. He made microscopic observations through lenses. He constructed around 400 microscopes. All his microscopes were simple microscopes, as they consisted of single biconvex lenses. Okay, why they were simple? Because they consisted of single biconvex lenses. Okay, now single biconvex lens, one lens was there. Then some of these microscopes have been considered had a considerable magnifying power up to 200 times. Some of these microscopes which he discovered, they had certain magnifying power up to 200 times. Okay, so he constructed 400 microscopes. This is for just an information. Okay, next we come to Robert Hooke's microscope. So first discovered by Antony van Leeuwenhoek, then Robert Hooke discovered the microscope. He was an English scientist. Antony van Leeuwenhoek, he was a Dutch scientist, and Robert Hooke was an English scientist. He developed a microscope by using two lenses. There he used a single lens, and now Robert Hooke, he used two lenses for achieving a greater magnification, and his microscope was known as compound microscope. Later on it was known as. Then here the object was placed at the stage below, and light from an oil lamp was thrown on it by means of a concave mirror. See, his microscope is like this. You can see from the picture that there's a base where the object was placed, and there was an oil lamp. Okay, and then this oil lamp that made the light fall on a mirror, concave mirror, where this reflection that this reflects. This is a specimen holder. You can see this reflection was given by this mirror, concave mirror, that produced a reflection, and we can see the object. He could see the object by through this biconvex. I mean, the lenses which he placed on the. Okay, he placed this lens. Here is the objective, and you can see this is the eyepiece from where he would observe the object. Okay. So this was the microscope, design microscope, which he discovered okay, Robert Hooke discovered this type of microscope. Okay, he examined a thin slice of cork in which he examined, this is the cork he observed that they are made up of tiny box-like compartments which are piled up together. So he observed a cork, okay, thin slice of cork, and he found that there are many tiny box-like compartments which are piled together. This reminded him of the rooms or the cells of the monks in a monastery. Okay, in the monastery, you know, there are cells or the rooms for the monks. So that was the imagination. He compared those boxes with those the rooms or the cells of the monks. Okay, and according to him, cork was made up of cells, and that's why he named this corks this boxes like structures as cells. The cells he observed were dead cells. Okay, see there, these are the dead cells we observed. And the cells here, okay, and they had only the empty boxes. There were only the empty boxes or the walls. Okay, the ordinary compound microscope of today is greatly improved design of the original Hooke's microscope. So this Hooke's microscope, original Hooke's microscope, that has been modified and improved to form the today's compound microscope. Okay. Next, this is the compound microscope of today. This is the eyepiece, and these are the objectives from where the the lenses are fixed, and one would observe from here. Okay, one would place his eye over here, and he could see the objects from these objectives. Okay, and the object to be observed is placed here in this stage. Okay, and there's a reflection. This is the light source, and that would be reflected into this from this. You can see the object. This light would produce a reflection to the object which is placed here. Okay, this is the diaphragm. This is the light source. It's the coarse adjustment knob. You can adjust the coarse, adjust the light reflections and all those. And then this is the fine adjustment. Here also you can adjust it finely. Okay, and this is the revolving. This is the piece. Okay, you can observe this objective piece. It can be revolved according to the lenses you require. Okay, and this is the base of the compound microscope. Next, we come to electron microscope, that is further been modified. This compound microscope has been further modified into electron microscope. Okay, that would observe more magnified, that would give a more magnified image of the substance which we observe. Now, after the invention of the electron microscope, more information was added on the cells. Okay, so I told you that these electron microscope, they give a more magnified image. That's why after the invention of the electron microscope, more things were seen on the cells, and that was given. Okay, that was produced as the theory. Now it gave a more magnified image over it's 2 lakhs times, okay, 2 lakh times than the ordinary compound microscope. It magnified the image to about 2000 times. The ordinary compound microscope usually uses light that are bent by the glass lenses to magnify the image, but the image with the electron microscope uses beams of electrons that are bent by magnets. Here, their electrons are used. That's why it's called electron microscope, because it has been the electrons are used a beam of electrons are used that are bent by magnets to get the image, get the magnified image. Okay. Next, we come to the cell theory. What is a cell theory? Now, in 1838, Matthias Claden, he was a German botanist. He announced that every plant is made up of large number of cells. This theory has been given by Matthias Claden in 1838. He even told that each of these cells performed various life processes. A year later, another German zoologist, see, he was a German botanist, another German zoologist, he made similar discoveries on animals. Okay. Now, he was known as Kuhn. Okay. According to him, all plants and animals are composed of cells that serve as the structure and functional units. Okay, now this is the cell theory which is proposed by Kuhn and Claden in 1839. So what happened? In 1839, Claden and Kuhn, both of them, they produced a cell theory which gave the theory that all plants and animals, they composed of cells which are the structural and the functional units. In 1858, Rudolf Virchow, he added that all the cells arises from the pre-existing cells. Okay, so pre-existing cells are there, and from their cells arise, new cells arise. So the cell theory, in a short, it states that the summary is that the cell is the smallest unit of structure, that is the structural unit of all living things. It's the unit of function of all living things, and all cells arise from pre-existing cells. So this is the cell theory mainly. Okay. So it will be the explanation of the cell theory. Now, for this, an example of plant or mango and an animal frog is taken. So first we come to the structural unit. So if any part of the body of a frog or any part of a mango is taken and examined under a microscope, we see the cellular structure. Okay, then functional unit is, that is the this plant body or animal body that is made up of cells. We can conclude from that. Then functional unit is any function in the body of the frog or in the mango tree occurs due to the activity in its cells. The cells, the activity which are done in the cells, that produces the function of the whole frog body or the whole mango tree body. Now, example, movement of the frog, that is done due to the contraction of the muscle cells. All the cells are contracting, and that's why the frog is moving. Contraction and relaxation are taking place. Then food is digested by the enzymes which the cells of the gut they secrete. Then digested food is absorbed by the cells. Absorbed food is used up in the cells for various metabolic activities. All these are performing due to the activities of the cell. Even in the mango tree, this photosynthesis which is occurring, that is also occurring in the leaves of the cells. The cells of the leaves, okay, cells of the leaves. Then the root cells, they absorb the water from the soil. So all these are taking place due to the activity of the cell. That's why the cell is the functional unit of the body. Okay. Then the cells die and are replaced. Okay. The body of the frog or the mango tree is composed of millions of cells. We told you that if we cut and examine a part of the frog or a mango tree, we can see that they are made up of cells. So millions of cells are there. Now, many of these cells continuously die and then they're replaced by new ones that are formed by the division of the younger cells. Now, formation of cells from the pre-existing cells is never-ending process. So once they are dead, they are replaced by the new cells. Okay, this is continuous process going on. So the cells which are coming, which are growing, coming as replacing the old ones. So where are they coming from? They are arising from the existing cells. Okay. Now, most life starts as a single cell. The life of a frog or the mango tree that started as a fertilized egg. Okay, so mango tree or a life of a frog that arises as a fertilized egg. I mean, the life of frog arises from fertilized egg and a mango tree arises from a seed. Okay, respectively. Now, the egg which is there in the frog, in case of frog, that is a single cell which is produced by the cells of the ovary of the mother frog. Now, the mango seed had an embryo that is also formed after pollination and fertilization. That is also a single cell in the ovary of the flowers as the parent mango tree of the parent mango tree. So it arises from a single cell. Okay, so you have understood, I think so, that structural unit, it is a structural unit because we observe the structure when we see the microscope. Then functional unit because all the activities which are we seeing or we are feeling it, those all of activities, they arise from the cells which perform, which are present in our body or in any plant body. The cells again die and they're replaced by the newer ones which arise from the pre-existing cells. And then most life that starts as a single cell. Okay. So next we'll come to, I think I'll stop here today. I'll discuss the next portion in my next video. So do go through this video, and if you have any doubt, do write in the comment box, and also you can also refer to my email ID kasturi74@gmail.com. Okay, and as usual, do share with your friends and do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. And one thing more I'll want to discuss with you, I'll tell you that I'll be discussing some question answers every chapter. I'll do it, some probable questions. Okay, because from this class 9 you will be getting some ICSE pattern questions. So I'll discuss all those, at least some few of them which are important, as also you will be getting these questions, okay, in your mind also when we read these chapters. Okay, so after I finish these chapters, I'll discuss some questions. Okay, and the rest I will be giving you the question answers in my question answer section. Okay, so thank you for watching and have a good day.